This game continues to over excel in every single way, shape, and form. It honestly baffles me continuously so, and I don't really understand why. The Cantarella story companion quest that just came out, that was released during the 2.2 updates.
I, Cantarella Thessalia, hereby grant you unrestricted passage through Portoveno Castle.
We did that, and it is phenomenal. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. I don't know what the hell just happened right there. That kind of threw me off for a second. I was like, bro, what is this nonsense? But first, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps out tremendously. Thank you very much. But these Cantarella companion story is so well done. And listen, y'all, I don't normally just I'm not just here trying to shell out and just like, oh man, just, oh, Wuthering Waves, Wuthering Waves. No, like, this stuff is legit cinema. Dude, this stuff is legit crazy. Let me get out of here, bro. This is tripping me out. All right, now that we've left that eerie land where this weird things going on in the background, dude, this Wuthering Waves companion story for Cantarella, as you can see here during the event page right here, it's down here, the Cantarella one, which is right here. Fleeting Night's Dream companion story. This thing is absolutely amazing. This quest takes place inside of the establishment for the Thessalius, and it really goes around the whole coming of Cantarella and the practices that happen that pretty much line up and pick the next ultimate household ruler of that. I'm not going to spoil everything for y'all, but pretty much it dives into that. And this thing is put together so extremely well. It's honestly baffling. It literally baffles me. Now, I'm not really someone who generally will go and read all, you find a little book. Oh, hey, here's a book. And it opens up some dialogue and you read it. I'm generally not the person who does that. I generally just okay, this book, there's a whole page of stuff. Let me skip past it. This whole thing, this whole companion story, every single thing like that was there, I opened up and I read on stream. That doesn't happen, but it was so captivating to the point that it felt good doing so. Now, I'm someone who has always traditionally enjoyed JRPGs, which means, for those who don't understand, JRPGs are always heavy on story, character development, so and so. So naturally, I like character development, story, and things of the sort. And the way that this companion story for Cantarella comes together is so extremely well done. You know, Cantarella at first, when I first saw Cantarella, I wasn't necessarily, engaged into her character, but her background story is honestly probably one of the best in the game. This companion story might be one of the best companion stories in the game, and that says a lot because most of these companion stories are pretty good, quite frankly. But this companion story is so well done. It starts off as kind of like this ghost story, and you're kind of like, okay, well, it's just a regular little ghost story. But as it further progresses, as you see these photos that appear and that tell the story, and these other characters appear within the story that further deepen and dive into the background that is the Thessalius, you really start to unravel this full image, and it's so intricate and so well done, and it really creates and molds this character that is Cantarella. You realize, wow, Cantarella might be the most freaking wholesome character in the whole freaking game. And, I'm not even joking when I say that. You wouldn't think that because obviously she's kind of marketed as a Dami mommy, and big booba, right? But honestly speaking, once you finish this companion story, you look at her entirely different. She really might be one of the most compassionate and wholesome characters in the entire game. Even more so than Phoebe's little, harmless self. She could never harm a cricket. She can bonk you on the head, I guess, right? But Cantarella, this story is so well done. The entire thing pretty much feels like you're going through this horror movie, but it's not actually a horror movie, but it is a horror movie because of what pertains to the story. And then there's these little scenes in here with the dolls, these eerie dolls.
At long last, the final performance.
Dance and fight.
And then this eerie music playing, and you're just like, oh my goodness, what the freak is going on here? And it just has your mind rumbling and rambling through all these different layers of WTF. But then once it's over, once it ends, once you get through the eerie, the darkness, and everything, you realize that really all of it was it was so tragically put together in like a good way. Like I want to say like the story is tragic, but it was put together so well in the form that it just all fits in this magical flow of essence that I cannot really describe very well. Because I obviously, like I said, I'm trying to avoid necessarily, spoiling anything for you, because I like y'all to have these experiences, authentically. So I don't like to spoil things. That's not really who I am. So I want y'all to experience these things the same way I experienced it, and go into it, like, oh, dude, this is interesting, and then leave it like, bro, what in tarnation? And even like these little small mechanics, like, like when you're running through the hallway in the story and you go through like this curtain and the curtain physics. Oh, dude, these, bro. I didn't think that these were interactable. That's a small thing, but just like, wow, that's really nice. I did not think that those were interactable with. That's pretty nice. Wow. Like, that caught me off guard. Completely caught me off guard. I was like, bro, what is going on here? So unexpected. But nonetheless, at the end of this companion story, it all comes together. And it really comes together in a way that you would not expect it to come together, that you really weren't seeing come together. Because the entire story leads you to believe this is happening. And then at the end of it, this happens. And you're just like, wow, I actually did not see that happening. I legit did not see that coming. And whenever a story can do that, it's written and pieced together very well. When you literally cannot predict what's about to happen, when you get that curveball, it means it's done very well. And they've written it very well to keep that from even being a thought within your mind. But nonetheless, I had to make something on this. As y'all know, I do love this game a lot, and I always look forward really to the stories and stuff. Wuthering Waves has become an absolute favorite of mine. And I genuinely look forward to these new areas and these new stories. Like, I genuinely look forward to enjoying the whole process of these stories, the listening to them, watching them all the way through. I do not skip these things. No, I look forward to these stories because they are so well done, so well written, so well approached. Character development is so great. The mechanics within these stories, these quests themselves, is so great. But nonetheless, I'm not going to really spoil everything. I showed y'all a little bit here and there, and I kind of gave y'all a little peek into it. Just understand that when you dive into this, it's not what you expected it to be, and you will come out of this Cantarella companion quest with a completely different view on not only Cantarella, but the Vesalius and everything. And it's a really, really, really good job that they did there. You can find it over here. It is A Fleeting Knight's Dream Companion Story, as seen here. And you can do this whenever you want to. Companion stories do not leave. So definitely enjoy that. At any rate, be sure to like and subscribe. I will see you on the next one. Comment down below what you think about this story, what you think about the Cantarella companion story, if you're enjoying it, what you think about all the companion stories in the game, what you think about Wuthering Waves, how much you're enjoying Wuthering Waves, Cantarella, all the above, what you're looking forward to next, anything and everything. So let me know down below, comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Much love. Holla.
Spikes content.